So what is going on, guys? Mr. Dalek JD here. Welcome back to another Call of Duty Advanced Warfare video. Thank you for joining me on this one today. I'm going to be talking to you guys about Exo Survival. Now, I know it was revealed last week and I made a video covering the initial trailer and broke it down and gave you guys a bit more information. And ever since then, I've been getting loads of comments of you guys with kind of more negative feedback than anything else. Now, believe me, I'm kind of with you guys on this one. I'm not exactly massively hyped for Exo Survival. You know, we all hyped up the COD mode to be something incredibly amazing, and it didn't quite turn out to be what we expected. But in this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about why Exo Survival might not be as bad as we all make it out to be, and hopefully you guys, by the end of it, have some sort of positive feelings towards it, because I think there is a bit too much negativity on this. We're looking too much at the negative points of this mode and not really looking at the positives. So make sure you guys stick around all the way to the end and listen to what I've got to say. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section of this video as well on your thoughts of Exo Survival. Interesting to see what you guys have to say. And I put up a video yesterday talking about a fourth co-op game mode called Hellspawn. Turns out to be, it was confirmed fake by Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield over on Twitter, but I never said in that video that it was real. I just said that if it was, it would be pretty cool. And that video was more just to talk about the idea of a fourth co-op game mode inside of Advanced Warfare. I really hope there is, because survival doesn't seem to be it doesn't seem to be enough, but by the looks of things, we might not actually get a fourth mode. But anyway, let's get into the video. So comparing it to Modern Warfare 3 Survival, as that's the closest thing we can compare it to, in that it was simply a wave after wave based system. There was never any breaks where there'll be like a boss wave or something like that to ever mix the gameplay up, and there wasn't any sort of objectives you could do within a wave to get something additional. But in this one, you have random objective based rounds, such as collecting intel off a certain number of corpses in a certain amount of time, which adds in a sort of danger and slightly mixes up the gameplay. I guess the best way to compare this is to Extinction's challenges, which did spice it up a little bit and did give you an incentive to actually go for them as you got additional upgrade points. So with this one, you'll also get additional upgrade points. I'll discuss upgrade points in a little bit more detail as we get into this video, but something else that's really awesome, which I haven't seen before in any sort of co-op mode, is where if you don't complete a specific objective, you'll suffer a penalty. So you might suffer a system hack in which your screen goes blurry for a brief period of time during an onslaught, which will make you very open to attack, or you might be temporarily stuck with a limited number of weapons. Or something that sounds really fun and actually pretty exciting to watch is sentry guns dropping into the map and trained against you for a round. So you'll be literally running around the map doing all sorts of verticality movement to try and avoid these evil sentry guns from trying to kill you. I think it's actually pretty good, and that will generally motivate you to not fail these challenges. So it adds an extra layer of tension and risk, but also a layer of reward as well if you manage to do that. I'm sure with a team of 4 that might be quite difficult, and you might feel pretty good about yourself if you do manage to complete that objective. Now, a pro and a con that I've found with Exo Survival is that it's playable on all the multiplayer maps, which means out the box you're going to be able to play this on 13 different multiplayer maps. If you get the Atlas Gorge multiplayer map, that means you're going to be able to play Exo Survival on that map as well. So that's 14 maps in total. So that is quite a lot of maps to play and get used to and have fun with. But a con is that there's no specific maps only for Exo Survival. Now, I'm one of a load of people who agree here that we love maps specifically for modes. I mean, if you look at Zombies and how unique and special those maps are, they're not copied from multiplayer. They may have been based off them, but most of the time they are brand new and they're really fun. And same with Extinction as well. Those maps were all unique. They weren't played on any multiplayer maps. So it would be nice if we could see maybe in the future some DLC where the maps are specifically for Exo Survival rather than on the multiplayer maps. Now, if you guys enjoyed Extinction's class loadout system, then the one in Exo Survival is fairly similar but a little bit different. In this one, you get to choose from 3 classes: Light, which is a faster loadout with less firepower; Heavy, who's slower; or Specialist, who's in the middle, which is pretty damn awesome. And of course, if you're playing the heavy role, you're going to be using the LMGs. You're going to be quite slow to walk around, but you've got a hell of a load of firepower if you like to be a light, if you like to use SMGs and be able to like chain up loads of really cool kills while using the new verticality in the exosuits, then light is your go-to class, and specialist is kind of if you want to take the kind of middle route, kind of the all-rounder, or to use sniper rifles or something like that. So I guess with this you can change the way you experience the game by having these additional buffs for specific weapon loadouts, so you're not necessarily always going to be playing as the same kind of character. Now, with the upgrade point system, rather than you going into a menu, you have to physically run to a Exo upgrade station. I'm not sure what you guys think of that. I think that's both good and bad. Kind of adds a bit of danger if you run over to one of those whilst you're in the middle of a gunfight. But with this, you can upgrade your Exo suit, so you can have stuff like armor, so you have more health, or with stuff like beefing up your weapon damage. So I guess in that way, if you guys enjoyed that in Extinction, it's cool to have that in there. And as the waves get progressively higher, the AI will become smarter and they will use verticality to their advantage. So upgrading your exosuit and your weapon abilities is going to be quite crucial, really. And that's another point I want to make out now. In all the co-op modes we've had, they haven't really been too difficult. Like, I'm sure a lot of you don't really want it to be difficult. The whole fun is just being able to go for a really high round. But I like there to be some sort of challenge, something which makes people look at someone's gameplay and go, wow, I can't believe they managed to get that far. That must take a little bit of skill. That must have been pretty damn crazy to get to. And with this, I think it's got probably one of the most advanced AIs that I've ever seen in a Call of Duty game, because the enemies will use exosuits to, get up to higher places, and they'll actually really challenge the way you guys are going to have to fight in order to fend them off. We're used to zombie AI where they literally just follow you around in a very predictable way, like you know where they're going to spawn, how they react, and you can easily train the zombies around, so it's not particularly a very hard mode. It's definitely fun nonetheless, but not too challenging. Extinction is slightly more challenging because the aliens do jump about a little bit, and there's a varied amount of different aliens which come up to you and they all have different behavior patterns. But with this, it does seem like as you play on, the enemies will start to learn your tactics and how you play and use that against you, which is going to make this pretty damn difficult. And I think that's what's going to make this kind of entertaining. Like, we're all seeing it in a very bad way, but we haven't seen much gameplay from it at all. We've literally just seen this co-op trailer. Of course, when I first saw it, I kind of assumed it was going to be very similar to Modern Warfare 3 Survival, which it is, but I didn't think there's going to be much improvements to it at all. But if you think about it in that sense, with the AI being so clever, it's going to be a bit of a challenge, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how people play it and effectively get their way up through the waves. Now, there's two very interesting achievements that were revealed with the co-op mode, and we're not too sure exactly how these work. It sounds quite interesting, and when you have those hidden achievements and you don't quite know exactly what they do, and you're thinking before the game comes out, maybe this is going to be something cool. Most of the time they turn out to be something quite silly and something that's just, quite simple with the mode. But it's Exo Flip, where you flip a map, and then the other one's called Flip Flop, where you flip a map twice. Now, I've got no idea how exactly you flip a map, and I'm not too sure what exactly the outcome is of flipping a map. To me, it kind of sounds like flipping it upside down, which is something that I can't really imagine, but it does sound quite cool. If you guys have any ideas on what this means, drop a comment down below and try and get discussion going, because that would be pretty interesting. But the icons for these is an arrow pointing down, and then when the other one, flip a map twice, it's just an arrow pointing down and an arrow pointing back up. So it's quite interesting. So there we have it, guys. That is my roundup of Exo Survival, my thoughts and opinions on like the pros and cons to why you should be a little bit more excited about it, or kind of have a few more positive thoughts about it than what you first did from watching that first reveal trailer. Regardless of what you guys make of the mode, I will be making some videos on it when the game comes out, and I'm sure when you guys watch that, you may actually be a little bit surprised on the kind of fun factor of this mode. I'm not too sure. I've not played it yet, so I can't say for for certain that this game mode will be fun, but from the looks of it, it does look like it will be a little bit of a laugh and will certainly be fun to play when the game first comes out, so make sure you stick around for that. I'm going to have some more exclusive Advanced Warfare multiplayer gameplay on my channel later on this week. I've got footage of a brand new map which hasn't been shown before, besides IGN of course, so if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and check my channel around Friday, where you guys will be able to see that. And also there'll be a link down below to my Twitch channel where you guys can follow that. I recently done a multiplayer live stream of Advanced Warfare from Eurogamer. I'll leave a link down below to the highlights where you can watch that entire stream. It's an hour and a half long, lots of cool multiplayer, and it looks fantastic as well, really crisp quality. So make sure you check that out down below in the description as well. Make sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter as well if you guys want to stay up to date with all the latest information that I don't have up on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in another video very, very soon.